like to call the March Land and Facility meetings to order. We'll go ahead and start up for the roll call.
Yes, Ms. Babin,
Here.
Ms. Bourgeois,
Here.
Mr. LaFond. Here. We have a quorum.
All right, item 2. Grove Flores Positary. Mr. Andrew Positary is going to go ahead and give us a report on Thibodeau Middle School. Good evening,
everyone. Tonight's report is just informational only, so just giving a quick update. As far as the contract sum, everything is, it's a shorter answer to say everything has been paid out except for a little over $500,000. So it looks like the final cost right now is just over $29 million. We've paid out all of that with the exception of a little over $500,000. So work going on right now. The contractor continues to work on little punch list items that come up in the main building. So as we get notifications from staff, the contractors included in that correspondence, so they jump on those rather quickly. Since I was here last month, the piles of debris that were on the front on the East Thibodeau side has obviously been removed. Contractors going to be tearing down, has actually started tearing down the last little building at the end of the new bus drive here on what I'm calling the East Thibodeau side. So that building's coming down, they'll haul that off. They are also currently on the opposite end at the old West Thibodeau site, clearing out the rest of the debris from that demolition work. They'll be finishing the staff parking area on that side and extending a driveway from the staff parking area to connect to 12th Street. So once that's done, they will do finished grading on both sides of the campus. You know, there's a lot of, we're still kind of what I'll call clumpy looking dirt on the east side. That's going to get smoothed out. It'll get seeded and all of that will get start growth back. So we're definitely getting into the home stretch, as I say. I don't think I'll probably have more than 3 or 4 more reports to give you, but it's been a long process. Happy to take any questions if you have.
That area up upstairs, do the stairs, you were looking at like a pipe or something?
Yeah, the railing, there was an additional railing that was approved last month. So I think they're ordering the materials for that. I think they were trying to shoot for that over the Easter break so that the kids weren't going to be in there when that's happening. But I'll confirm and let staff know on the schedule on that. Good question.
Other questions? Ms. Bourgeois?
Not a question, but a comment. You really can see the beauty of the building now that, you know, the debris is starting to be going away.
It changes the landscape.
Yes, it does. Looks nice.
But I will say, it is kind of sad to see those buildings. Well, I've had.
It's just a shock. It's that initial shock.
Yeah. Any further comments? Thank you very much.
No time extensions.
No rain days.
Okay, item 4. Pasnos, Goodwin. No, I'm sorry. Item 3, Jeremy and Bruce. Mr. Daniel Bruce. I was afraid you were coming to ask for an extension. So.
But this will be the last report for Golden Meadow. So they got all their materials in. They will be installing the dampers over the Easter holidays. And this will be the last time we have to talk about Golden Meadow for this project. Then we'll start talking about other projects in Golden Meadow in the future. That's where we are.
Thank you, Dan.
Any questions? Mr. Bruce. Thank you very much. All right, now we're going to item 4, Pasnos, Goodwin, Utley Engineers, to receive a report from Brandon Cortez on Central Lafourche High School. Hello.
Alright, so this project's just getting underway. This project is to replace an existing generator at Central Lafourche High School. The generator serves the life safety and critical systems at the school, so emergency lights, exit signs, fire alarm, control panel, cooler freezer. So right now we're in the process of having contracts signed between the contractor and the school district. The estimated lead time on the generator right now is at 42 weeks. So that puts us at an estimated completion of February of next year. That's where we're at right now.
Do we have any questions or any comments?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brandon.
All right, item 5, All South, to receive a report from Bob Bernard with All South Consulting on Hurricane Ida damages. Mr. Bernard.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. Let's go ahead and start the slides. Start with that first. So South Lafourche, always start with that one, right, getting close. This is one of the change orders that added the laundry room back. This is behind the cafeteria that gotten blown away, so that's the rebuild of that being put back in. Next one,
That says LCU at the top.
mistake.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, South Lafourche.
All right.
That is wrong, sorry about that. Next one. The auditorium, that's just one picture of the lights that were being put in last time. So all of that work is completed now. Another change order that we had y'all approve. Next one. So the stage flooring has since been put in. This is the prep work. You can see the side on the left is a patch. On the right, the new flooring going in. You can continue. A better improved ramp was installed by Thompson Construction. Superintendent was very proud of that work. Keith Lugo, kudos to him and Thompson. They really taken pride in their work, and this wasn't even part of it, but they went ahead and did a better ramp. Next one, and that's the finished product, and you can go one more. All right, so that's the stage floor prior to clean up, but work is done. The only thing left on the stage is the lighting, the controls. So that's almost a wrap, and you can keep going. That's some of the new ductwork that was put in above the ceiling of the auditorium and the catwalk. See the work done there. Next one. All the air handling units are in and being installed. Most of them are getting wrapped up right now, so that's going to be concluding pretty shortly. This is again an auditorium. Let's go back. I don't think there's any mice in there.
No,
it's just-
when you look at it closer, you see what it is. When you first look up, it's like, oh my
Those are the, Some more yellowtail. Yeah, brand new shut off valve.
You know, supposed to be sitting burn up.
Maintenance is happy to see shut off valves. All right, we can keep going. This is Central Lafourche. Again, this is part of the near completion of the cap sheet that's installed, just waiting to put on the, not the cap, the base sheet, waiting for the final cap sheet to be put in. That's going to be last. But totally dried in on this section of the roof. Continue. In the back, you can see all of these little, what they were skylights that we took out because of the issues. The storm took out most of them, but it was decided not to put them back in because of the leak issues. So they're going to get a stainless steel cap and be much better at the end of the day. Continue. This is a different view, and you can keep going. So this is the next section of the roof they're working on. That's the old roof. It's going to get, well, you can go on, you'll see it. It gets an overlay of, that's the white part you see is the new DENS deck. It's a cover board that goes in, and then you get a base sheet on top of that you saw earlier. Then on top of that, it's a new cap sheet. So that's the start of that work. Everything else is the old roof that you can tell. All right. And to go to middle, finally we started with the plywood decking being installed and continue on. That is the ice and water shield after the deck is installed, and then on top of that you get the metal roof. And one more. Just a different view of the work that's been completed so far. Okay. And this is the band building at go to metal upper. Canopy work is done, and since this picture, they installed the canopy roof. So this is pretty much complete, waiting on fire marshal inspection, which hopefully will happen next week. One more on this one, or a couple more. This is a different view. A lot of work goes into these temporary buildings. The ADA requirements now, all of this has to be put in place. And that's the electrical being run to the building. So getting close to finishing this up. Should be done, I doubt by next week. Realistically, it will be after the break, Easter break. So it should be ready to occupy by that time. So that's building 8 at Galliano. That's a wood building, right with the back. We can continue. We finally got this guy down. So that's it being removed, and then next picture, they're doing final dressing grade, so it took a while, but, the process is finally down. And continue. Media Center, so this is one of the projects of the 10 various sites, and they're kind of pecking away at it. This is going to start to pick up. We're going to start meeting each time going forward at each of the different sites to keep the principals and staff members, abreast of what's going on at their locations. It's just miscellaneous work. The Media Center probably had some of the most damage. This is new sheetrock going in. You can continue. That's pretty much what we have right here. Again, that's one of the workrooms or training rooms. Continue. Okay, that was it for that one. And then the change order fence for Raceland Upper Elementary, the new fence to hide the HVAC units. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. All right. Any questions on any of these?
I have one question. About South Lafourche High School and the auditorium, what is the estimated available use date for that? I know you said that some of the cooling equipment had been installed. I mean, thought that was the last.
We need fire marshal approval, but we're shooting for their ring.
Okay, for ring night.
For ring night.
Okay, good.
Right, we don't have it yet. so
Right,
that's what we're shooting
but we're
for.
that close. Okay,
Yeah.
It's
good.
close, yeah. Few mechanical
We're
days.
about to have our breakfast at completion. We are trying to get the fire marshal to give us a date.
Yes.
First thing I asked for, he said, he's gonna tell me.
Any further questions? Bernard, I just want to tell you thank you again because the pictures in the presentation really brings it together for us.
Yes.
Us being able to see the completions and the progress, it really helps a lot. So thank you. We really do appreciate that.
You can thank Josie, field inspector for that too. She takes a ton of pictures, so
Well,
it's good.
they
Yeah, it
do
is
well.
good.
It's a good thing for us to be able to actually see what we're talking about. So thank you very much.
That's all I have unless y'all have any other questions on anything else. Okay.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Madam Chairman.
Yes,
I
sir.
hate to do this, but can I go back to Mr. Cortez, Central Lafourche for a second? I know you said about February for the generator. May I ask why why so long? Okay.
They did, look at brand or, now it's one of the better.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
It is improving, because this is basically a mirror of what we did in South Lafourche. And what was the lead time in South Lafourche?
Sorry.
60.
About
60 weeks?
60
Okay,
weeks,
so,
so.
right,
So
thank
scanning
you.
all the
We gave you an estimate on the time.
Yes.
We actually got estimated income from the contract.
Right,
The
thank you.
supply chain is getting better, but it's good.
Thank you very much. All right, moving on to number 6, new business. A, to receive a report from lead accountant Shasta Shaston in reference to ongoing project budgets.
Good evening. Our major construction fund has 2 bond referendums. The 2017 bond has a total referendum of $19.4 million. The total budgets for these projects are $19.4 million. Actuals spent to date with encumbrances total $17.8 million. The 2021 bond has a total referendum of $49.4 million. The total budgets for these projects are $49.4 million. Actuals spent to date with encumbrances total $34.5 million.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Ms. Shasta? B, to receive a report on the Central Lafourche High School batting cage donation.
Yes, ma'am. Central Lafourche High School, their baseball team had these grand visions of a very complex batting cage with a roof, extended concrete, much like you probably see it at the university. We didn't have the funds to support them, and certainly not the funds to support three. The coach took the initiative and then started conducting fundraisers through golf tournaments, alumni tournaments, jambalaya dinners, wall sponsors, and through some parents, some local businesses, the Booster Club, and all of these fundraisers together. They partnered with, I want to make sure I say all of these names so that we recognize them. Express Steel donated the beams, Friend Builders donated boards for cement, and custom corrugated steel erected said building and donated a lot of the materials to the school. So they now have, through work of their Booster Club and these other agencies and parents, we did get a infrastructure modification request from the school to make sure that the actual vendor doing the construction had the proper insurance. But they now have this amazing batting cage. It's by far the best in the district. It is the hard work of this coach and the athletic department in the school to sort of make this happen. So this is a report to let you know of this, to let you know how it came to be. And so if you visit Central, you will see a brand new, very large. I think it's about, what, about 40 if you had to estimate it?
And it's right at the end of the field.
Right.
Go to the game, you will
And
definitely
without
see
the
it.
nets on it, you couldn't really tell, like, you thought it was a building
Right.
without the nets. We
Yeah.
didn't know what it was, so it's pretty big.
Well, kudos to them for
Madam
working
Chairman, that
on
is your
this.
report.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much. Item C, to receive a report on bids for hunting and fishing privileges on Section 16, Township 20.
Recommended action on this is to accept the high bid in the amount of $1,946 annually for Mr. Keith McKern for hunting and fishing privileges in Section 16, Township 20, Range 21 East, Golden Meadow Catfish Lake area.
I have a motion by Mr. LaFawn, a second by Ms. Bourgeois. Any public comment? Any board discussion? If none, we'll go ahead and vote. Motion passes. Item D, to consider a request from Thibodeau Select Basketball to waive the fees for the use of the gym at Thibodeau Middle School. Ms. Crescent Washington is here to speak on the item. Hi.
Good evening. Thanks for having me. I'm going to first introduce myself. My name is Crescent Washington Jacobs, born and raised from Thibodeau. I've been teaching for 17 years, 14 years at East Thibodeau Middle and now Thibodeau Middle School. So tonight I'm here on behalf of myself and Coach Ashley Adams from Thibodeau High. I coached her a long time ago and we were having some discussions about basketball in the area. With the popularity of women's basketball right now, we said this is a perfect opportunity to bring back Thibodeau Select. Thibodeau Select was at Thibodeau High a long time ago. So we've decided to bring it back, starting with 9-year-old girls. So our goal is to, let me first start off with some statistics that we have to show that sports for girls, there's a lot of benefits. First, greater self-esteem, overall health, leadership skills, work ethic, a lower dropout rate, and they're going to be able to excel academically. Our goal is to only develop their skills and their knowledge of the game, so when they get to middle school and high school, they're above the grade. They're not starting from the beginning in middle school. And again, women's basketball is becoming more popular. You see LSU girls. I mean, if you ever been to a game, it's a big thing. So we want to give our girls in our area an opportunity to experience that. And we think that's going to be good for the middle school, the high school, and later on our whole community. And all we want is the fees waived to use the Thibodeau Middle Gym. We're going to practice, just for practice, twice a week. We're going to do a couple tournaments, but we're not sponsoring any tournaments. We're just going to go. We're just going to use the gym for practice. And without any real gym in Thibodeau to use, and with there being such young girls, we want to give them a nice facility to practice in, something that's safe, so they don't have to worry about anything. So we're just asking for permission to waive the fee so that we can use the gym at Tiverton.
A motion by Mr. LaFont, second by Ms. Bourgeois. The question that I always ask is insurance is all indebted, we have everything taken care of.
We did again before,
Actually, I
Yes,
see
there's
in
an
the note we
adjustment.
just got it.
Okay, perfect.
It's broke, yes.
And I always just like to make sure, that's something
Yes.
that we need to make sure. Is there any public comment? Any board discussion? Ms. Bourgeois?
I just want to say that I think that's such a great opportunity to, that's what we need to do is develop our athletes with the skill of the game before you just throw them into the game. Yes. You know, so, and I want to see some Kim Milky Attar too.
I might give you a gold ball or
Nothing wrong with little Nichols.
Oh, I played at Nichols.
I know you did.
Yes, yes.
All right,
Yes.
any further?
Yes, this is only 9, you're starting with 9-year-olds.
Yes, we're only gonna start with one team, start it out small, and if it gets going, we'll add another team. And I also have, a lot of former players from Thibodeau High that's gonna come out and help us and just get the ball rolling.
It's always good to keep the kids involved.
Yes,
That's
yes.
great. Okay, any further comments? Okay, with none, let's vote.
Go ahead and handle it.
All those in favor, that would be 3 yeas. Any nays, that would be 0 nays. All right, so that motion would carry. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item E, to consider a request to hire Jeremy and Bruce Architects for the design of the bus yard project.
Yes, recommended action is to accept the request to hire Jeremy and Bruce Architects for the design of the bus yard project with a construction budget of $3,583,610.
I'd like to, go ahead and get a motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. LaFont, second by Ms. Bourgeois. I'm sorry, I was looking at you guys.
No,
like,
you're quite okay. If I may.
Yes, sir.
Madam Chair. So Lafourche Parish has not had a bus yard in its history, to my knowledge. We are asking the board to authorize the construction of its first, having our own bus yard that is proprietarily owned by Lafourche Parish School Board on school board property. When we built the Career Magnet Center, the land and facilities manager at the time, Mr. Evan Plazos, and Dr. Joanne Matthews had the wherewithal to have the land to the south of the Career Magnet Center, directed to the south, that open field has been prepped for a building. They viewed that area as a land of likely expansion, and I'm glad they did, because that is the site that we identified as the location for a potential bus yard. What this would be a concrete and gravel bus yard, where all of our buses can be both housed and serviced in one centralized location. The buses will not be, and I want to make sure everybody hears this, so if you get asked a question, route drivers will not have to bring their bus there every day. They will not be forced to. They will have regular intervals that they need to bring their bus in for servicing, and this is the location where that service would provide. I believe that in the design plans, we have a small training area. We have offices for the transportation staff. We have mechanical space for the buses to be worked on. And lastly, I will call Mr. Archer for the groundbreaking. There will be a wash facility where the bus drives through said bus washing, so that our buses look the way that they should. Something of pride that carries our kids around and safe. So I'm excited about the development of this yard and what it means for Lafourche Parish, because we will never be beholden to any vendor in terms of where the buses get worked on or where they get parked. We'll have our own location, and the vendors of the future, whoever they may be, will provide said bus, and they can maintain those buses, but it'll be at a location that you own, that you operate, and that you control.
Do I have any public comment? Is there any board discussion? Yes, Ms.
Will the
Wells?
CNC kids be able to benefit from like learning anything mechanical wise in the?
Very good question. I hate to say it now, but I will, because it kind of puts me in a spot of making it happen. What I really want to do, right now we have a diesel mechanic program that's sharing space with the auto mechanic program, and that's not great. Fletcher uses our auto mechanic location at night. Dr. Strickland and I have been looking for partners to help us develop a diesel mechanic shop. In a perfect world, the budget's already tight. 3.5 is what we had allocated for this. Actually, I think 3 is what we had hoped for. 3.5 is where he's at right now for OPC. If we can partner with some local companies and get some donations, and we can add a bay and a classroom to this so that we can have both the advantage of fixing our buses and having our career diesel kids working on and looking at diesel engines and having the actual, oh, here's one right here, it would be a huge benefit to not only us, but Fletcher. So that's not off the table, but I can't promise you that yet, Ms. Wells.
Any further board discussion?
That's the first time Daniel heard that.
Surprise, surprise.
All right, we'll go ahead and we'll vote. Motion passes. Item F, consider a change order request for various Hurricane Ida repairs at St. Charles Elementary School.
Yes, Madam Chair, the recommended action is to accept the change order request for various Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $8,262.98 and a credit of $16,580 and add 90 days for repairs at St. Charles Elementary School. The breakdown is there was an increase in the bond that the contractor had on it, which this FEMA will cover, and then the 16,000 is we didn't act on some items because we're going to be doing some improvement on the overall school there, and that'll be done at that time. Intercom equipment, ceiling grid, and some painting and stuff. But that will be is being moved to another project.
I have a motion by Ms. Bourgeois, a second by Mr. LaFont. Any public comment? Any board discussion? With none, we'll vote. It's not popping up. Okay, yeah, it's popping up now. It is. It's just taking its time, that's all. Motion passes. Item G, to consider a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs at Galliano Elementary School.
Yes, the recommended action is to accept the change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $5,760 to the contract for completion of the hood replacement at Galliano Elementary School. This is an additional cost to allow us to wait till summer. Again, FEMA is covering this.
A motion by Mr. LaFont, second by Ms. Bourgeois. Any public comment? Any board discussion? If not, we'll vote. Motion carries. Item H, to consider a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs at Bayou Community Academy.
Yes, the recommended action is to accept a change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $5,537.50 to replace some gutters, a damaged roof cap at Bayou Community Academy cafeteria.
A motion by Ms. Bourgeois, a second by Mr. LaFont. Any public comments? Any board discussion? With none, we'll vote. Motion carries. Item I, to consider a change order request for various Hurricane Ida repairs at Bayou Blue Elementary School.
Yes, the recommended action is to accept the change order request for Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $8,505.26 for various repairs at Bayou Blue Elementary School that break down as follows: $4,134.63 for unit pricing adjustment for various repairs, and $4,370.63 install a barometric air damper system, known as BADS.
I have a motion by Ms. Bourgeois, a second by Ms. LaFont. Any public comment? Any board discussion? Yes, ma'am, Ms.
Just
Bourgeois?
for clarity, this is for Bayou Blue Lower Elementary?
Yes, ma'am.
Any further discussion? Okay, let's vote. Motion carries. Item J, to consider a change order request for various Hurricane Ida repairs at South Lafourche High School.
Yes, Madam Chair, the recommended action is to accept the change order request for various Hurricane Ida repairs in the sum of $44,658.00 and a credit of $8,184 to the contract at South Lafourche High School. The $44,658 is to replace the marquee sign cabinet, including electronics at the front of the school. And then the $8,184 is to accept a credit for the HVAC replacement in Hall D at the school. We are going to be bringing to the committee to replace the remaining HVAC units at South Lafourche High School. These were part of the hurricane first phase, so we pulled these out and we'll add them to the main project. So that's why we're taking the credit on this. The work will get done in the second phase.
Motion by Ms. LaFont, second by Ms. Bourgeois. Any public comment? Any board discussion? We'll go ahead and vote. Motion carries. Since that's all the business that we have before us this evening,